Some moments only make sense when a camera catches them. Today you'll see people acting bold, careless, or just plain unlucky, all while completely unaware they were being recorded. Get ready for a collection of unbelievable clips that reveal what really happens when no one thinks they're being watched. He just wanted to relax after a long day, but his wife completely ruined the moment. Sometimes peace doesn't last long. An unpleasant surprise was waiting for everyone when they came back to the parking lot for their cars. No one expected to find a scene like this. Being an influencer sounds easy until reality hits harder than expected. There have never been more guests here, and the floor simply couldn't handle all that weight. This shepherd ended up in the wrong place thanks to a very confused GPS. The sea, the beach, and one wild friend are all you need for chaos to start. Today, pizza is being served without a single drop of ketchup. Every Monday at work is tough, and these workers know it best. Nothing seems to go their way. A giant lizard crashed into their office, and everyone jumped like it was a fire drill. From now on, she's sticking firmly to solid ground. No more surprises. No one was ready for this uninvited guest. Total chaos awaited. I can't wait for the season. Are you feeling the same excitement? He's a bit on edge today. He's put on a little extra weight. I can't believe they didn't see this huge puddle. Maybe they thought they could walk on water. Me and my friends destroyed a few ping pong tables. After a few drinks, balance just disappears. They don't need a better security guard. This water sprinkler has their home covered. Their dog didn't like them crashing into his hideout. There's no room for everyone. If this hadn't been caught on camera, no one would believe it. What do you think is causing these animals' weird behavior? This grandpa thought it was a hand sanitizer, but it turned out to be a fire extinguisher. I don't blame the girl here. These guys were supposed to be gentlemen and open the door, not make her do it herself. This couple is in for an interesting marriage. You can already tell just by their wedding. Before we continue, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and drop a comment telling us which country you're watching from. We'd love to see where our amazing audience is tuning in from. Suddenly, the shop glass shattered, and his parrot freaked out. Some things leave me speechless. There's no explaining where he even found this. She's selling watermelons, but no one dares to come close. Hundreds of wasps are guarding them. A helicopter carrying a dinosaur. This is hands down the craziest thing I've seen all year. I hope whoever ordered this pizza is ready for some seriously spicy food. His ex showed up at the restaurant where he works, and focus? Completely gone. He barely managed to find the front door. Good idea, but not executed so well. When you hire cheap workers, this is exactly what happens. Now, they're forced to buy a new TV, totally unplanned. If only he had recorded delivered package, now it's impossible to explain what happened to it. After this, she switched jobs the very same day. Some people deserve a lifetime ban from driving, no questions asked. Teamwork at work is key, otherwise, this is exactly what happens. They wanted to help their parents, but now the car will need a fresh paint job thanks to all the scratches. The security camera caught something unbelievable. What are the chances of this happening exactly like that? In the fish shop, a bunch of aquariums burst, flooding the place. But thankfully, the staff stayed calm and cleaned everything up fast. That moment when this guy shows up at the gym, tells you you're doing it wrong, and decides to teach you the right way. He built a fog machine without even realizing it. The police quickly explained everything to him. His whole week went smoothly with no surprises. Then Friday came, and this dog was ready to ruin it all. Only when I checked the footage did I see my ex had stopped by the house again.
I'm definitely getting the footage from that.
Some people just act like they're the main characters, living their life without a care for anyone else. He learned the hard way that what we can and should do immediately shouldn't be left for later. The workers finished the job they agreed on, but he refused to pay, so they ended up destroying what they just completed. One second of distraction can cost us big time. Focus always has to be on. His insurance couldn't believe this actually happened. You can already guess how this is going to end. He must be gearing up for an action movie where he's the lead. When she called her husband and told him what got into the house, they moved to another state the next week. They turned this car into a convertible, even though the engineers never designed it that way. A couple of crazy friends just like you, and nothing can stop you. Just a few more ingredients, and we've got the pancake batter ready. During the earthquake, the nurse didn't run to save herself. She remembered a child in the room and rushed to save him. Acts like this restore faith in human kindness. Luckily, she was nearby and saw her beloved dog fall into the frozen pool. Nothing can stop us when it comes to our pets. A fascinating clip of a tiny lizard caught on the doorbell camera. This little dog is a total drama queen. Ask him if he's cold, and he starts shivering instantly. This dog is partying at max level. Try not to laugh. He's totally vibing. He was warned the stairs were slippery, but he thought he could handle it.
What did I just say?
They were puzzled. The on-duty nurse put on a full show tonight with the patients. They were puzzled where their fish kept disappearing from the backyard pond, and the security camera footage finally revealed the answer. If you think this guy is running from a bear or something similar, just wait until you see what it really is. This was a bit too much for him. Next time, he'll know better. He thought he got away with his little theft plan, but the camera caught everything. If you're still here watching with us, we'd really love it if you could hit that like button and subscribe. Every view, every like, and every subscriber means the world. It's because of you that we can keep sharing these incredible moments, and none of this would be possible without your support. When we have this many candles on the cake, it definitely means we've got quite a few years behind us. He's having trouble blowing them out, and it's making everyone around burst out laughing. I keep an eye on this dog. He's way too clever for his own good. If this hadn't been recorded, it would have been a shame. He just pulled off the best bottle flip challenge I've ever seen. The dogs ran out of patience and dragged him along. He shot off like a rocket. Life in Australia is beautiful, but you've got to be ready for unexpected encounters like this. Cats are natural hunters, but this one decided to go by the motto, work smart, not hard. He tried to get away and claim he didn't damage the car, but the camera caught it all. If only they had wireless mice and keyboards, maybe the match wouldn't have crashed so fast. Sometimes you need to be understanding, but some actions are simply unforgivable. When even squirrels have a better love life than me. They did not know that camera was watching them. That was too close. Pure luck, no brains. This guy's casually climbing onto a yacht, completely unaware he's got a VIP audience of sharks waiting below.
There's two big sharks!
The wedding was picture perfect until the sparklers were lit. In an instant, the decorations caught fire and guests scrambled to put out the flames. Laughter and music turned into chaos, a total disaster in the middle of the celebration. Two skydivers nearly bumped into each other mid-air. Talk about an awkward high five. They'll definitely think twice before booking the same cloud next time. Right after they released the bear back into the wild, it went berserk and turned on the very man who freed it. Luckily, the team was ready to bolt, but the bear wasn't giving up and charged after their speeding car.
Jesus Christ!
He was lucky he wasn't alone. Things could have gone south fast. His friend's quick reaction saved his life. He was so thrilled to run free that he nearly kicked out in excitement. The ground shook as the horse leapt forward like a bolt of joy.
Set. Go.
Clearly, the captain misjudged his mast's height. It scraped right against the bridge above. Luckily, nothing was broken. He sped his quad straight onto the frozen patch like he meant to, then lost control, spun around, and flew off. The quad kept rolling down the slope, tumbling endlessly as if it would never stop. And that's why the whole neighborhood's out of internet. A motorcyclist was flying down the road when a car suddenly pulled out and stole his right-of-way. They came within inches of colliding, a split second away from disaster. A man in a wheelchair got stuck while crossing the tracks just as a train thundered toward him. In the nick of time, bystanders yanked him to safety, barely avoiding a catastrophe. While climbing a cliff, a man was secured by a rope tied to his friend below. When he fell, the force was so intense it lifted the other man off the ground. But thankfully, he was safe. While ice climbing, a chunk of ice he was attached to broke away. Luckily, his safety rope held firm, keeping him from a dangerous fall. Seconds separated them from turning this competition into a tragedy. Every heartbeat felt like an eternity as they narrowly avoided disaster. As they crossed the suspension bridge, panic set in. It swayed wildly, tossing them like ragdolls in the storm. Even the toughest among them clung for dear life, hearts racing with every gust of wind. A fierce storm hit the seaside town, whipping everything into chaos. Giant inflatable toys for kids were torn from the beach, flying through the air like colorful missiles. The delivery must not be late, no matter what. A woman walked past the building just seconds before snow tumbled from the roof. She barely escaped a chilly avalanche, oblivious to how close she came. A massive crane toppled, and the worker sprinted underneath like he suddenly remembered he hated Mondays. Who knew heavy machinery could turn anyone into an Olympic sprinter? As they floated along, a huge whale appeared beside their boat. Everyone froze, stunned by its sheer size.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Oh!
He dodged a collision with a truck at the very last second. Heart racing, he barely escaped disaster. The man stepped out for literally a second, and the entire shelf of drinks toppled. Bottles shattered everywhere, turning the floor into a sticky, chaotic mess. They were sitting calmly when the floor suddenly collapsed beneath one of them. He leapt back just in time, narrowly avoiding the huge hole. Protesters were toppling a statue in the square when an elderly woman stepped in to warn the crowd. She barely dodged the falling monument, escaping what could have been a disaster. A fisherman was peacefully casting in his tiny boat when a speeding yacht barreled straight toward him. He honked, waved, and shouted, but it missed him by a hair, leaving his heart racing. He leapt into the pool right at the edge, teetering between thrill and risk. Was it luck or skill that kept him safe? When nature won't let you film like Bear Grylls, even survival feels tricky. The Jeep with the trailer started rolling, probably because of the weight. Thanks to the workers' quick reflexes, they stopped it just in time. He never imagined that painting curbs could be so dangerous. A truck came within inches of hitting him. He was walking across a narrow little bridge when part of it suddenly snapped. With a lightning-fast reaction, he grabbed onto the remaining section and saved himself. A flower pot plummeted from a window and nearly hit a man walking below. He escaped by a split second. Thanks to the captain's quick reaction and skill, the boat swerved at the last moment. A direct collision with a much larger ship was avoided by mere seconds. In China, even the students seem extraordinary. When the earthquake hit, they reacted with flawless coordination. Their calm, organized response looked more like a practice drill than a moment of crisis. These fishermen nearly paid the price for catching this fish. It wasn't going down without a fight. With its sharp, pointed snout, it almost speared one of them in a split second. You're skiing peacefully when some maniac launches off a jump and nearly takes you out midair. One more inch and it would have been a disaster on the slopes. The Coast Guard crew looked like they'd never passed a boating test. They steered straight into a much larger vessel. A roofer slipped off the roof, but somehow landed on his feet like a cat. Even he seemed shocked by the perfect save. Who would have thought fishing could be this dangerous? Luckily, it all ended without any harm. A cyclist was enjoying his ride when a van driver suddenly swerved and nearly hit him. His peaceful cruise instantly turned into pure frustration. It looks like today is his lucky day. In situations like this, you need both skill and a good dose of luck, and this guy has them both. They were cutting down a tree next to the house when a man pulled it with a rope to save the building and barely saved himself from being crushed. Motorcyclists suddenly came across a group of cyclists, and chaos was narrowly avoided. They'll probably think twice and slow down next time. While attempting a flip on the snow, he nearly tumbled off the cliff. One wrong move, and it could have been disastrous. Thankfully, everyone walked away unharmed. The bull by the roadside was clearly annoyed by all the passing cars, glaring as if daring them to come closer. The good news? Only the bicycle was damaged, and the rider seems to have escaped unscathed. That moment when you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and suddenly face someone twice your size. A parachutist splashes down into the river while people in the boat watch calmly, almost as if it's part of the plan. The parachutist ran into trouble when his cords got tangled in the chute. Somehow, he managed to land safely in the river, heart still racing. A hurricane-strength wind slammed through, toppling massive ladders that nearly crushed a man below. It was a split-second escape from disaster. Was it luck or skill? I'd say it was more luck than anything else, a close call that could have gone very differently. He probably thought having a Mercedes SUV meant he could handle ice and steep hills with ease. Looks like he miscalculated and learned the hard way. This plan had no chance of succeeding. Just look at what that bridge looks like. This excavator driver overestimated his skills a bit, but luckily he stayed on the road and didn't end up in the ravine. They were incredibly lucky. A huge stone flew across the road just a second before they arrived. The wind blew with such force that it lifted the metal roof right off the building. The sheer power of nature was impossible to ignore. The only excuse this driver could have is that his brakes failed in this situation. Anything else would be hard to believe. Had she known she'd be swimming alongside such a massive snake, she probably never would have stepped into the water. A man drove past just a second before a massive tree crashed onto the road. 1 second later, and the outcome could have been catastrophic. These two thought they were strong enough to direct the tree where they wanted it to fall. But the tree had other plans, and it fell exactly where it shouldn't. This guy turned out to be too strong for the tree, almost hitting himself with the very one he was pulling. The truck broke free and started rolling toward the street, but thanks to this girl's quick thinking, it was brought to a stop just in time. Here's why you shouldn't meddle in others' business or film on your phone while driving. A moment of distraction nearly caused a head-on collision with a truck. Looks like this engine is way too powerful for these wheels. The mechanic barely managed to jump out of the way. This guy probably took a drift school course while getting his driver's license. The axe came back like a boomerang, but luckily it didn't injure her. Looks like he got behind the wheel of the boat completely drunk, yet he somehow got away unscathed. This pilot showcased incredible skill and the ability to save a helicopter even in the most dangerous situations. True expertise in action. How they will make it back to shore is anyone's guess. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible moments. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, and drop a comment below to let us know what you think.